What's up, everybody? We're back with Sword of Mana, and I went back to Duke's file in order to get through this next part, because this next part is almost completely identical, aside from who your partner is, since the partners are just switched for both Duke and Elena's storyline. So, I just figured I would switch back to Duke. I want to kind of provide both stories in a fairly even playing process right now, because later on it's going to be pretty heavily influenced into Duke's story. So we're back in Vincat vicinity. Here's the goddess statue and the potted plant, and you might recognize this from before the Halloween special. This is pretty much where we started. I think we even started in the same time of day. We even started in the evening. The only difference is that it's Luna Day now, and I think it was Salamander Day when we did it with Elena. So, where we want to go next is the Scaly Layer. Now, the Scaly Layer is down this way. And obviously, on the path to the Scaly Layer, we have some enemies to defeat. Okay, we've got... Those are lime slimes, by the way. I looked up the actual name. I'm pretty sure they're lime slimes anyway. Ooh. I'm not used to doing that much damage to him because the hero is more melee-oriented than the heroine, and since I'm used to playing on her file, I'm a little bit surprised at the damage output. Oh well. So now the Scaly Layer, down there is the Cave to Wendell, and back that way is where we just came from, so the Scaly Layer's entrance is right up here, as you can see. Come here. Oh, well, that was convenient. This is the Scaly Layer, and it's pretty much just a bunch of swamp. There's a lot of new enemies around here, and a few old faces as well, including this Needlebeak. Yes, that is its official name. I took a look at its official name. But they're all not very difficult to handle. The heroine's light magic will be pretty useless here, because a lot of the enemies are either resistant to it or don't really have, like... Or in the case of the Death Flowers, they're immune to it. I'm surprised I got that, and I wasn't even paying attention. And that's a potent posy. I didn't show how those things work earlier, so let's take a look at it. This is a potent posy. It draws foes that rely on smell. Blinkweeds draw foes that rely on sight. Tonestones on hearing. I don't think there's anything for like day vision or night vision or magic or any of those other weird senses, but you take what you can get. That's a pretty good item, but like I said, better for selling. Oh, and speaking of buying and selling, before I move on, take a look at my lucre count. It's at 1,358 lucre right now. What you want to do before you get to the Scaly Layer is you'll want to have at least 500 lucre lying around in your storage. If you don't have 500 lucre, then you're probably under-leveled at this point. But if you don't have 500 lucre, just grind up a little bit. It's not going to take you too terribly long. I mean, the enemies drop a fairly decent amount of gil around here. Or, I just said gil, didn't I? The enemies drop a fairly decent amount of lucre around here, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem getting it. So, here's some other new enemies. These guys are pretty annoying. They can, I think they can cause the Wimp status ailment with their bubbles, but I'm not entirely sure. Hooah! Oh, that didn't get him. Oh well. Let's go up here first. The reason why you want to have 500 lucre before heading over here is because this is the first place where you can encounter Niccolo as a merchant. Just like a regular traveling merchant, so that he can actually sell you some stuff. Now, I want to have 500 lucre lying around because the thing with Niccolo is that there's a very special, essentially side quest that you can do with his shop. If you purchase enough items from his shop, he'll open up a secret shop which contains pretty much the best materials that you can get for tempering and forging your weapons in the game. So, you want to get that as soon as possible. Oh, a water coin. You also want to get, you want to try to get a water coin from the dudes around here, because there's a little side quest later on in the game where if you have one of every coin, you'll get some Dead Bear's Gold. So that's pretty nice. But back to Niccolo. The thing with Niccolo is that if you make 250 separate purchases from his shop, he will open up that secret shop that I just talked about. So you'll want to do that as quickly as possible. But I personally think that if I got all of that stuff right now, it'd be particularly abusive because that's not bad. I got 2 mind out of it. That's good. If I got, like, say, if you played the game before, you know that mithril silver is a really good element to forge your weapons with. If I got some mithril silver right now, the rest of the game would be, like, ridiculously easy. And I like the challenge in this game because, like I said before, it's pretty simple overall, but I like the idea of having a little bit of a challenge in this game. So what I'm going to do, in order to make it a little bit easier on your pockets, so you don't have to do a lot of grinding to get all the lucre that you need. I almost said gil again. In order to get all the lucre that you need without having to do an insane amount of grinding for it, is I'm going to spread out the purchases from Niccolo into 5 separate times of purchasing. And each time I'll purchase 50 items, 50 different types of items, because he sells all sorts of items, and I'll just purchase 50, like for this first one, I'm going to be purchasing 50 gumdrops. So that's why you want 500 lucre around, because of the fact that the gumdrops cost, I believe, I'm almost positive that they cost 10 lucre a piece. And if not, then I'll just put an annotation up here or something like that saying whether or not they do or they don't. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save at this goddess statue, and then I'm going to head onto the screens down this way in an attempt to find Niccolo. When I do, I will meet you guys back here, and then I'll just demonstrate pretty much what I'll be doing with him. Okay guys, I'm back, and we're pretty far into the week right now. It took a little while for me to find Niccolo. It actually took me longer than it usually does, but still only took me about 10 minutes to find him, which really, when you think about it, that isn't too much time at all. Especially when you consider the fact that Duke, in the process of 10 minutes, has gotten a sword level up, first of all. Second of all, I've earned almost 600 extra gil just by doing the very tiny amount of grinding that I did in the 10 minutes, and Duke became a ninja. So he got some extra critical hits and stuff, extra critical hit percentage and stuff like that. Let me, I think I have it right here. Let's see, Ninja Master. No, that's not what I am. Not yet. Ninjas get accuracy plus 5, critical hit probability plus 10, and evasion probability plus 10. So that's pretty nice. Ninja has some really nice bonuses. But the real reason why the recording is back up now is because, as you'll notice, this is the first screen of the Scaly Layer. As you'll notice right now, there's no enemies spawning on this screen. And that means, when no enemies spawn on the screen, that Niccolo has appeared somewhere on the screen. So that's your little indicator if you're looking for any indication that Niccolo is around. So now here's what you want to do. What you want to do with Niccolo in order to do the whole side quest to get his special shop open is you want to talk to him, and he has buy and sell. So you want to go to buy, and you want to buy items. Now the accessories he has, I'll just show him real quick. He has these 2 accessories which don't increase any of your stats, but there is a reason why both of them are exactly 10,000 lucre. The reason is that they, let me see if I can get it up. Yeah, here we go. If you press select, you can bring up the you can bring up a description of the items that you're talking about here. So the Bell, it doubles the experience amount that you earn when defeating foes, and that can be nice if you're grinding for levels later on. But I really don't find a need to grind for levels, so I never usually use the Bell unless I'm trying to defeat a particularly shadowy type of monster, if you know what I mean. But the Chimpfish Iris is really nice. It doubles the lucre that you get when defeating foes. And although there isn't too much to spend lucre on in this game, if you want to temper items and you want to temper using Niccolo's special shop as a primary place to get all of the materials that you want to temper with, Chimpfish Iris is the thing for you, because you will need a lot of lucre in order to purchase all of that stuff. So, if you want, they're here for you. But I'm not going to take advantage of either of these in this playthrough, and that's because I'm probably not going to be doing much tempering, but I'll explain that a little later. Oh, and before we go, Elena as a partner has a BB ring as her equipped accessory. You can't ever take it off as far as I know. I believe the hero has whatever the Mind +5 one is. I'm not sure of the name, but he has that one, I'm pretty sure. So, those are the accessories that Niccolo sells. The real thing that we want to look at, though, are the items, because the items are the most inexpensive things here. So what you want to do, in order to make these 250 separate purchases, is you'll want to go into the shop, you want to purchase exactly one gumdrop. Now you can increase or decrease the number of gumdrops you're purchasing by pressing left and right, but you'll want to purchase exactly one gumdrop. Like that. See how I have 10 less now? And then you want to back completely out of his shop so that he can walk around again like this. And everything on the field, you know, starts up again. The mushrooms start going crazy like this because, as we all know, mushrooms are completely alive. So that everything, you know, goes back to normal. He starts walking. He'll never walk off the screen, but it can be kind of difficult if you get him pinned in a corner or something like that. So try not to, you know, let him walk off the screen or something. So, and then what you want to do after you've backed off is you'll want to go back in, buy another gumdrop, and then back off. You'll want to repeat this until you've purchased 50 gumdrops from him, which will be, as I said, a total of 500 lucre. So, what I'm going to do now, this is kind of going to be a little bit of a shorter episode simply because of the fact that this is just what I want to demonstrate here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to purchase the other 47 gumdrops. I believe I've purchased 3. Let me just take a quick look here. I'm not paying attention because I'm really tired. Yeah, I've purchased 3. So I'm going to purchase the other 47 gumdrops that I need from Niccolo off screen. Alright, I'm back again. I made... Whoa, my controller went crazy for a second. Alright, I've made the necessary purchases. I've made 50 separate purchases, and I've gotten 50 extra gumdrops from it. Now this is the reason why we probably will never need to purchase any healing items from any of the shops and towns, because of the fact that we'll be getting all of the healing items we need through Niccolo, and we'll still be profiting from it because we'll be opening his secret store. So this is probably why I won't be buying, probably won't see me buying too many, if any, really, healing items from the shops in towns. If I buy anything from them, it'll be some accessories, but that probably won't last very long. So now that I've made those separate purchases, I'm going to, I think I'm just going to go back to the mana statue, which is over in, or the goddess statue, excuse me. I gotta get used to saying mana. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm gonna head over to the statue over here, and I'm gonna end off the episode because like I said, I'm really tired today, and I'm not feeling entirely in the mood to be recording. But not to worry, there's nothing really terribly wrong with that. I'm just having one of those days. Wow, I can't believe I hit that. Oh, treasure chest. Okay, I'm just having an off day, I think. Off day for recording, anyway. Or maybe I'm just recording too late, as usual. Ow. But no sweat, I'm going to be doing a lot of recording in the next day or two, so there won't be any problems with that. Now this lagoon here, this little, well, I don't know if it would be called a lagoon, this little lake here, remember it for later, because it comes into use a little bit later on. So, now that we're at the Golden Goddess statue, I'm going to save my game. As you can see, I haven't actually gotten Elena to the next point in the game where we're going to be switching back to her this time, which goes to show how lazy I'm being right now. I need to get out of this rut. But yeah, it's just I've been, I've had a lot of stuff to do lately. It is midterm. Pretty much it is midterm week. It's that section of the year where all of my college classes give midterms, so I've been pretty busy with that. So, but not to worry, I will have plenty of new episodes coming up. and that will start next time on Sword of Mana. Thanks for watching. See you later.